Hey guys, me and that darn mute button. How is everybody today? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Uh turn day. We're turning over a new leaf. Happy Jupiter Neptune conjunction day, the day where dreams are made and life is grand. Happy, joy. Hey, Angelia, how are you, lovey? How are you, sweetheart? I know you guys are beginning to come on in the room. Um, Today is going to be quite interesting. Hey, Debbie. Um, I will say one thing that I didn't notice before when I was looking at the chart for today for the 12th. Okay, great. I was really focused on the Jupiter Saturn, my God, today. The Jupiter Pisces conjunction. However, beloved, I noticed something with Mercury, and we're going to talk about that. There's a very good reason why I titled this Don't Assume, right? Don't make assumptions, because we're going to have to not make assumptions today. Hey, I love. Hey, illuminating mystic. I'm going to ask you for today to not focus in on biases. We're going to probably talk a little bit about how we create biases. And then, gang, we are going to also, guess what? In just a couple of hours, we're going to be back together again. You know what we're going to be doing? We're going to be pulling cards, baby, for the full moon. So here we go. Let's get started. You guys are going to be hanging out with me today, okay? Let's get started. Welcome back. Everybody say good morning to Gemini, because Gemini is saying good morning to all of you. She's not going to be put in the corner today. Hey, Perp, did you get your email? Please tell me you did, because I thought that we got that straightened out late last night. All right, I'm going to welcome you guys. Hey, welcome to the channel. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We come here every Monday through Friday. Now, next week, guys, I'm going to tell you now. I want to warn you now. Next week, I'm going to be in New Orleans. Yes, I am. I will be in New Orleans. So we're going to stop, pumpkin. Stop. We are going to be recording these, so you'll still get the weekday situations, but I'm going to be going live like at random times. I'll be dropping videos from New Orleans. I'm so excited. Monday though, I'll be like driving, so you might get some car videos. But anyway, so but you still get them, okay? So I want you to still come here. If I'm awake and I haven't been down in the French Quarter too long the night prior, I'll be with you. Good morning, Kaza. Okay, Perp. All right, I will, when I get off of here, I'll figure this out. Hey, girly girl. Hey, girl talk. You want to go to New Orleans? Yeah. Oh, well, listen, you could go with me. You can live vicariously through my experiences. I will eat all the foods and gain the extra pounds for you, and you don't have to worry about that yourself. So, anywho, Eisenheimer, let's start chatting about this chart today, because we're gonna make this one pretty quick, so that Lise can get ready for our tarot pull in just a couple of hours. Okay. The reason why I said don't make assumptions today, is going to be about uh, Mercury. And Mercury is typically like we give a kind of masculine energy to Mercury, but I always kind of look at Mercury as almost non-binary in some ways, because at sometimes Mercury can be very, very logical, very what have you. But I feel like today Mercury potentially is taking on some very feminine, stereotypical energies. And so I don't want, and it don't, women do not get offended. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Mercury today, by degree, is squaring Pluto, and Uranus by degree is squaring Pluto. When Mercury squares Pluto, you can end up only seeing things through the lens of your current bias. What do I mean by that? Especially because Mercury is in Taurus and Pluto is in Capricorn. This is saying to me, watch your 3D biases, watch your 3D assumptions about everything. This is going to be counterintuitive to this fabulous energy that we have today of Jupiter and Neptune being conjunct in Pisces. Today really should be this day for us that it's like, oh, right? If you guys have begun to notice that the moon and the stars seem to be completely aligning for all the things that you have really thought about that you wanted to do, but we had yet to move forward in that process, of all those wonderful things. If you today, right, I've just been like, or last few days, let me tell you, at least for me, I found that that's the case. Because like literally like now about 4 days ago, I had made a comment to someone about, potentially doing a second workshop or doing some more stuff later on in the month, right? After I got back from my vacation. And I made the comment, and it was just, I don't know, it was off the cuff. And then I heard, or I felt, I'll just say I heard because that's the way everybody understands it. I heard like, don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Like don't put any effort in that regard. Don't push it. Don't, just let this be what it is, and then just let it be. And then literally out of my mouth, I was like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is. But I said, "Yeah, I'd really like to do like a secondary type workshop or something along those lines at the end of the month. And I'll be doing that." I can't announce it right now, but I'll be doing that. And literally 3 days later, the opportunity occurred, right? The opportunity was presented to me. I this is some magnificent manifestation energy. This is magnificent manifestation energy. And boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. what? When I tell you, it's in every way that I could even dream possible. What I say, what I've said over the last 3 to 4 days, what I have felt, what my dreams have been, my aspirations, all of these things have manifested in such an amazing, like, bit by bit by bit by bit. It's all manifesting, it's all coming to pass. And if it's not fully finding itself in the 3D, it is stop. It is I can see where things are being lined up for that to occur. I can see where the roads being laid down, right? For that to happen. How amazing. These are some of the things you should be experiencing in your life as well. If you're not experiencing that in your life right now, expect that you will. I want you to go into this with a level of expectation that your life can be just as magical, just as quantum, just as creative, just as amazing. I'm not somebody that's super duper special in the fact that I'm the only one that can do this, that can manifest like this. Absolutely not. I'm just coming into a place of absolute mastery, right? Hey, Rosie. Gemini, Rosie, and Girl Talk both said hello to you. Mm-hmm. Did you guys hear? And however, these things did not occur, and they are not occurring in my life in the way I would have assumed that they would have. They did not occur according to my confirmation bias. Yeah, you're about to get put down. Stop. Okay? So this mercurial energy right here is being a little witchy today, potentially, as it's paired with Pluto. Because Pluto in Capricorn is all about personal change in every kind of foundational earthy way, right? It's like you change. Change how you're governing yourself, change how you're allowing others to govern you, change, right? Except that's chains of fools, chains of fool. And it's been slow coming. And right now, because of where Pluto is in Capricorn, at those very dynamic 28th and 29th degrees, the first couple of degrees in a sign is a dynamic and tumultuous. The last 2 degrees in a sign is dynamic and tumultuous as well. We're entering into some new phase. We're exiting and fulfilling that new phase. And so as this is occurring, like, I know that for a lot of us, it kind of feels like we're being ripped apart. It kind of feels like we're literally being like, stretched beyond imagination, that we're being stretched beyond levels that we think we can be stretched. We didn't think that these would be decisions that we'd have to make. And these would be changes that we would see in our lives, because everything in the world is changing and evolving. We're out of the Piscean age of belief and faith and that kind of, and now we're into the Aquarian age of knowing. And an interesting thing is, it's a global knowing. It's a global, like, wait a minute. This is really how it works, right? It's that kind of situation. So, because Mercury is in Taurus and it's not quite trining Pluto yet, we're still in this position where we're just kind of entering in here to Taurus, and it's like, that's not how it's ever happened before. That's not how I've always known it. That's not how I've always gotten it. That's not how I've always, brought this into my world. That what? What do you mean that I can have my own business? What do you mean that I can do this on my own? What do you mean that I can have, I can actually have an amazing partner? What do you mean that I can actually, my career can take off? What do you mean that what do you mean that maybe that money and the economic system is going to be very different? What do you mean? That's not how I have always done things before. Before, it took me 3 to 6 months to find that perfect position. Before, it took me 3 to 10 interviews before I finally got a role that I was happy with. I've done it. I've been an entrepreneur before and it didn't work. Didn't work. No, not happening, Captain. Right? What do you mean? Are you serious right now? So, because of however things have happened to you, however you've possessed your land up until now, whatever experiences you've had on this earthly plane up until now, they create a confirmation bias. They create the lens and the perspective through which you think, you talk, you perceive, you go through logical processes of, like, okay, dot, 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 A plus B plus C equals D. Like, that's how it's always been for you. And you've seen it numerous times. And so now you've got a bias. I'm going to ask you to try to suspend, like people would say, suspend reality today. So I'm going to ask you to suspend the 3D as much as possible. Check to make sure that you are not looking at this through the lens of bias, through the lens of history, right? When that history has not been beneficial to you. Mercury is a benefic sign. It is beneficial. Planet, energy. It's kind of really neither malefic, which would be like the male, or benefic. It's kind of neither really. It's not. It's very balanced. It's not really challenging, but it's not really, you know what I'm saying, nurturing. It can be either one. So I'm gonna release some of that other stuff, right? Release some of the witchy kind of doubting kind of, you can't really do that. I don't know why you trying. Like, are you anybody hearing that in the back of their head? I don't know why you trying. You know you can't do that. We've tried this before. So you don't get hurt, I'm just gonna stop you from doing it again. Right? If that I want you to not use that energy. Also, Uranus is squaring by a degree, not by. So this is a very interesting relationship or interaction that we're having with these three planets, because they're all in Earth signs, and yet by degree we've got two squaring off against the one and making some challenges, right? Saying we're not just going to go along for the ride. We're going to challenge this before, right, it actually happens. Now, Uranus squaring off on Pluto can either give us the perception that it's too late, or it can give us the perception that it better happen right now, otherwise it ain't never going to happen. Like, it gives us a sense of urgency. I kind of don't mind the sense of urgency as long as you don't feel like it's too late. All right. I don't mind the sense of urgency as long as you don't feel like it's too late. Too late, baby. It's too late. I don't want that to be the song of the day for you, okay? What's going to help us other than Jupiter and Neptune being out here on Fantasy Island? Like, I just kind of love the fact that Jupiter and Neptune, those two are not interacting with anybody. Those two are just like basking in their most glorious energy and selves and saying, we don't need nobody else. We're fabulous on our own, right? We're the gift giver and the dreamer, right? And we are giving you the gift of fulfilling your dreams. It's up to you whether or not you're going to accept it. Now, what is the moon doing today? Now, the moon right now is somewhere around here. The moon's actually going to be in Leo for quite some time today. Still, it's weird because I feel like the moon has kind of almost stood still, even though she doesn't. Right? But if you think about it, late Friday night, early Saturday morning is when the full moon is at its height. So we're going to begin to see it like filling. It's going to appear full, from what's tomorrow, Wednesday, from tomorrow, late tomorrow for a while. But I feel like she's slowed down. Everything else is like moved forward so fast, but the moon has slowed down. And the moon in Leo gives you an emotional tie, and some beautiful energy to pour into your creativity. I love it. I love this moon in Leo because it does foster beautiful creativity. What's she doing though? So she is opposing now, not so much Venus anymore. Venus is kind of moved off to the side and is not really in opposition to the moon now. So Venus is now saying, okay, you getting it. I understand that you really understand where we're going here. I'm going to truck on down the road and go meet up with Jupiter and Neptune, but she's still in opposition to Mars and Saturn. So this is still going to be a highlight for you of how you really feel about doing something so completely different. There's a little unsurety here. I can say for me, like there was like I've had some unsurety about some things that we've done recently. Not quite certain, but it's exciting all at the same time. Like, am I really ready to jump out of the boat that freaking far? Hello. Yeah. Yeah, we are. Um, and so, also though, in opposition to Saturn in Aquarius, if it feels like technology is not your friend right now, that's probably why. It could be being a little stubborn with you, like either you're not really getting it and you realize these are some holes in my knowledge base, or it's going to be a situation where you realize that ain't your wheelhouse and that's not your strength. So we're going to need you to not. We're going to need you to not. But also though, the moon is trining. It's the last moments of the trine before we go into this full moon time. So it's still trining by degree Mercury and the sun. Why do I love that? Because remember I told you about the whole bias, right? Mercury opposing Pluto. The moon trining Mercury then says, guess what? Yeah, all that crap happened before. And yes, I get that you've got some confirmation bias. However, here's a creative way for us to not fall into that trap again. Here's a creative way for us to do the darn thing this time. Here's a creative way for this all to work. Oh my God. Right? That's what I love about it. And then by it trining the sun in Aries, it's infusing us with this beautiful, loving, loyal, inspirational energy. Yes, you can. And yes, we will. Okay? So that's my take on the chart today. Hey Jace, how are you, love? I'm glad you were able to make it here. Hey Chanel. Yeah, the beautiful is like really, yeah, moon was beautiful. Hey Tina, how are you, honey? Did I hear about Neptune? Scientists announced yesterday the planet is cooling down dramatically. No, I did not hear that. I have to tap in a little bit. Okay. I'm glad you're well. I'm glad you're well too. All right, gang. Let's pull a card. Oh, before we pull a card, guys, don't forget to go over to don't forget, gang, to go. Oops, let me go up here to Lightworker Liftoff. It's www.lightworkerliftoff.com. You can still, we're 1 day and 45 minutes away from it starting. The morning schedule. I have a morning, well, it's noon Eastern to 1:30 Eastern on the 13th and 14th. And I have an 8:30 Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern on the 13th and 14th. So if you can't make the early one, make the evening one. The free ticket gets you 2 days of in-depth training where we're going to go through it. Like if you're heart-centered or spirit-based and you're kind of like, yeah, I want to start this business. I'm going to show you how. We're going to come up with your offer. We're going to show you the social medias of it all. We're going to give you some color theory. We're really going to get in deep and we're going to help you get ready to launch. And this is a working workshop. So you're actually going to be posting by the time we're done. Okay. The VIP, which you really don't want to miss, you're going to get everything. It's $47, everything in the admission, right? The free ticket, but also over 4 hours, so over 250 plus minutes of exclusive transformational videos, imposter syndrome, success, how you view success, what success means to you, changing your mindset, gaining authority, creating relationships and leveraging those relationships in the social media world, like all that kind of amazing stuff. The 60-minute guided meditation healing session. It is epic. It is inner child. It is epic. And then you get also all of the you get all the videos and then also the social media content. Okay. So you can't go wrong, guys. You just cannot go wrong. Like there's going to be like resources for you to help you. Right. So if you're doing the work of an entire team, but making less than a volunteer, if you're pouring your energy into your clients, right, but you're exhausted and your bank account's empty, is that any of y'all, like your bank account as far as, from your spirit-based business, right? Um, are your clients coming to you over and over and over again with the same problem and they never get the transformation, they can have? Like, I'm teaching you how to help them get transformation. Okay. All this information is there. Go sign up, get with me tomorrow. You won't want to miss this. Like, and I know I'm doing them on a regular basis, but I'm doing it that way for a reason. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Lynn B, how are you? Thanks. Thanks. The trip. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Red Violet, how are you? All right, here we go. Let's go to this camera. Not that camera, this camera. Perp, I think you haven't gotten an email because I still have to finish uploading the VIP videos. I'm going to be doing that today. So that's probably why you haven't gotten it yet. So you'll get it quickly. All right, here we go. From the Sacred Creators Oracle. I always end up pulling them upside down. Oh, here we go. What do you really want? What do you really want? My, you sure look good tonight. All right, here we go. 27. What do you really want? What do you really want? Really? Beyond the parameters of what's possible and what's likely, and beyond any constraints of time and money, what do you want? Regardless of your current situation and regardless of what you wanted yesterday, what's that big sacred dream that stares back at you when you allow yourself to indulge in magical thinking? If it seems like the dream is too far away to accurately conjure up in your mind's eye, then you've got some work to do. This journey, your spiritual and creative trajectory toward what you want, what your want with your why in tow is your life. Okay? This journey, your spiritual and creative trajectory toward your what with your why in tow is your life. It's time to ensure that you are enjoying it and that all your efforts along the way are working together to build that ideal reality that you've chosen. Be mindful that you are not toiling away at a tiny, superficial, or quote unquote safe version that could never bring your soul the joy it desires. Be mindful of spending energy building something that will never be enough. Instead, define what success means to you and know how you'll feel when you've reached your goal. What do you truly desire? Only by clearly defining it can you finally see the path that will take you there. Which song was I singing that was Spice Girls? What was I singing? So, that's awesome. Cruising the Mediterranean. That's amazing. I want you guys to really think about what it is you really, really want. How do you really, really want to live your life? How do you want to be giving permission to your purpose to provide for your person? What do you really want? Okay. And if part of what you really want is to come into this, coaching, healing, transformational energy space, come to Lightworker Liftoff, and we will get you started on there. Okay. And then help you go forward. All right, gang. That's it. Now I'm going to be back at you in about 90 minutes. In about 90 minutes, I'm coming right back and we are going to pull cards for the full moon. Okay. We're going to pull cards for the full moon. All righty. I can't wait. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you so much. Bye. Namaste. Bye. Bye. You guys coming back? Come back. Look for the live. I'm going to drop it. Bye.